What's up, everybody? This is Mo here again today with the Unsung Gridiron Legends page. Just doing a couple minutes with my sons again today. I'll let them say hi to you guys again today.
What's up? It's Lil Mo here, back again for y'all.
It's Marjay.
So, what's up, fellas? What's going on? Anything going on? Anything in the world of sports y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to bring up anything that's going on out there in sports world, locally, nationally? Anything?
I seen Stephon Diggs got traded to the Texans.
Yeah.
That's a big move. You know, they got a top like tier receiver for their young quarterback CJ Stroud. So just adding to the core they already got with Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and then I don't know if they still got Schultz at tight end, but that's a big pickup, especially.
I wonder who the Bills gonna pick up for their receiver core.
I feel like they need to just blow their team up.
You think that's you think Diggs gonna be a big loss to the Bills, or y'all think that's gonna be a big loss, or?
I think it's a loss, but I think in return it could be a big gain just because, you know, Diggs kind of that crybaby kind of receiver. Like he's talented, but like if he's not getting a rock, he might complain, and you know that might just get in the QB's head.
Yeah, get a new receiver, better target.
How you think he'll fit in with cause he went to, where did he go, to Texans, right? So they got like a younger quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes when you have like these older receivers that complain a lot, you might want to have a older QB who knows how to handle those type of guys. Do you think that'll cause problems on their team? Or?
No, he gonna have to fit in right there because it was already doing it.
I feel like
It was already
if
doing
cause he sees what their team got going on, like they like just turned around in a matter of one season. So like, I feel like just as a player, you gotta understand like, you going in somewhere like this isn't your team. You didn't come up as the number one guy. You might not even be the number. He probably will not be, but like it's a chance you might not be the main target every play. You know, like you gotta just fit in.
So you're just going to fit in there.
Everybody need a veteranness on the team though.
He's still a superstar though. I don't want to mislead that, but it's just he probably, I don't know. We just got to see how it play out.
That's a good point too, Samaji, you just made about the everybody needs a veteran on their team. You know, especially if they come in with the right mentality. They already been like where the Texans are trying to go right now. You know what I mean? I mean, they did make it in the playoffs last year, but like that was like the first time.
It could be like the push, like a Super Bowl run, right there. It can be the push.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, yeah, especially you know, cause the game against Ravens, it probably just came down to a couple of plays they could have made, and he probably could be that guy to make them plays for them. You know.
Yeah.
I like the Ravens pick up too. So as you say that, the Derrick Henry pick up.
Yeah, that was huge.
Oh yeah, what you like about that?
I like how it's like they can do a good read option. It's like it's gonna be two. It's gonna be three. I just can't wait to see it. Like,
yeah, and if like, say Lamar's having a bad game, you could turn around and hand it off to him 40 times a game if you really want to. You know.
Yeah, he's definitely a workhorse type of guy they needed. You know what I mean? Just he's been through the battles. He know what it take. You know, he's just another piece in their offense that's going to help. I wonder how. I know one thing I noticed about the Ravens last year when they got blitzed. I'm not sure if their backs were good at picking up the block. Like, you know, like the lineman would do a good job, and then like the back might have to pick up the safety or something like that. And they didn't seem like they did a good job. Hopefully Derek can bring that type of, you know, so because your back's got to be good blockers too. You know, in the passing passing game. So anybody else? Any other moves?
What's his name? It's number 27. He was injured.
J.K. Dobbins?
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. They still got him?
I'm not even sure.
So look, definitely want to talk about going into a topic here today. Something I wanted to talk to you guys about was NFL players. Like since you've been watching, or even before you start watching, since you've been watching football or throughout history, an NFL player that had a really good career, but like they don't seem to get the same like respect as all the other players. Like they don't get the same like limelight, respect, shine, whatever. Anybody y'all come to mind with that type of thing?
You mean like NFL, or are you talking about like
yeah, NFL, like an NFL player that had a great career who doesn't seem to get the same respect. But they got same stats as like other players.
To me, well, one person,
There's a
me,
lot of people.
like I was just talking to my cousin about this kind of like I say one guy to me that stick out is probably AJ Green. He used to play for the Bengals. Like he was like a real dominant type receiver. You know, like get up, you could just throw it up, he could go get it type of guy. But I mean, their team didn't have a lot of success, so that they had to get to the playoffs and just lose. But I feel like he was a dominant receiver, like a true number one type guy. But I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about how good he was, how or remember him.
Somebody, anybody?
There's a lot of people. I say Hines Ward. He tough. Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
I say one guy that I think of. I mean, even though he is the leading rusher of all time, Emmitt Smith. I feel like people don't give Emmitt Smith.
No, I feel like he top 3. Everybody give him his props.
I feel like guys think like he played behind a really good line. Like you always hear that. Like he had that line. If it wasn't for that line, he wouldn't have that. But my thing is like he had a lot of yards rushing in high school, and he had a lot of yards rushing in college. So I mean, like even before he got to the Dallas Cowboys, he was still like a really good running back. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember one year when when he was, I think he was holding out or whatever, because they wouldn't pay him his money. So he held out of camp, and he was out like the first 2 or 3 games of the year. And I remember Dallas lost those games. Like they had other running backs that played in the games, and they lost those games. But when Emmitt came back, they started winning. You know what I mean? So like, he was like a big piece. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even though, I always get, I think any running back that has a lot of yards in the NFL has a good line. I think where people get mixed up is they say, well, Barry Sanders didn't have a good line. He did have a good line for the type of system that they ran. You know what I mean? They ran like a zone block, run and shoot type of offense where the linemen couldn't be like real big. They had to be like, they had to be quick. And all they running schemes was like zone blocking schemes. So you don't really want real big guys for that. You want like smaller guys that can like move. So those are the type of guys. And then Barry would just read off of them basically. So like I said, I don't feel like Emmitt's. I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves, even though he's the number 1 rusher of all time. I don't feel like he really gets that respect. Anybody else or?
I say Cam Chancellor and like Bob Sanders.
Okay,
Just 2 that don't really get like brought up like that, but they was good.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I was watching. Actually, a video popped up on my page the other day. Troy Polamalu. He actually brought up Bob Sanders in the video. He was like one of the safeties. They asked him like some of the safeties from his era that he really respects that he feel like don't get the amount of respect they deserve. And he was like, one of them is Bob Sanders from Indianapolis Colts. He was like, Bob's definitely one of the greats. He just doesn't get the.
He don't never get his respect. He really don't. He was always like a top safety too.
What do you think it was? Maybe it was you think it was just because he was on a like
when he went to the Chargers, it changed. They ain't a lot of change.
You think it was just because like he was on the coast for a majority? Like,
I think. I mean, he played. You got to think he played. He played during the era too. Plus, he was hurt a lot. You know what I mean? I think if Bob would have been not hurt so much, he would definitely been in the Hall of Fame. No doubt. You know what I mean?
He got a ring though, so and he contributed.
Yeah, I think to me when like when Bob was there, like their defense definitely was a lot better when he was there. When he wasn't there, they wasn't the same defense. So when he came, he definitely made like his presence was felt. Like I just think he was hurt a lot. The other guys like Ed Reed and Polamalu, these other guys that were playing during this time, they were more like healthier. So I feel like they got.
That's I think goes into that. Ray Lewis and Polamalu were on teams that were known for their defense. So like that that kind of make them stand out more. Teams when you probably thought about the coach, you were thinking more Peyton Manning and Reggie Miller.
That's a good point.
Like
it's like Jamal Adams low key.
Yeah, like because it's just easier. Like when you stand out, like say for instance, like even our defense, like you probably know more players off our defense than our offense. So I feel like that plays a role in it too.
That's actually I actually really agree with that because I remember like from my days when I was really watching football like in the 90s for example, which I still watch it now, but coming up when I was a teenager, like the 49ers for example, they were known for like their offense.
Yeah.
So like they had a lot of great defensive players, but you really don't hear about a lot of them other than like Ronnie Lott, maybe Charles Haley. But some of these other guys that were really good players on their defense, you really don't hear about them that much, and that's because they probably the guys on offense, Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Tom Rapp, all these guys, Ricky Waters, all these guys that they had, Steve Young, Joe Montana, they all got the credit. They was more known like as an offensive team.
That's kind of like the Chiefs right now, because I mean, the Chiefs defense always show up for them when they need them, but like nobody cares about them. Like you only really hear about Mahomes, what he does, what Kelsey does, but like their defense really is like they show up.
They show up every time. It's clutch time every time.
And if you check some of the stats, like one of their corners, I'm not sure, he got like one of the best.
Who Sneak?
Like him or it's either him or McDuffie. They got one of the best like man or stop ratios, whatever. On
like when he
big plays or 30 downs, whatever. I forget what it is.
Didn't he clamped like Jamar Chase? I ain't gonna say he clamped him, but he clamped him.
Couple, yeah. So they, like it's just a situation like that, though. Just if their teams more known for offense, more star players on that, I feel like that's probably why they fly under their radar.
Yeah, I mean, because like even the Giants, like back in the day when Lawrence Taylor was there, like they was more of a like their stars basically were on defense.
Yeah.
So like the guys that's on offense, like most people couldn't even name them. Like who's on offense?
I can't even name them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they had some good offensive players. They wasn't like a high power like San Francisco or offense like that, but they offense they could score points. But you don't really even know who those guys are. But you know who LT is and all these other guys that was on their defense.
Mm-hmm.
So any other players y'all can think of or y'all want to talk about?
It's a lot of players for real. Santon and Moss.
Yeah, he was definitely a good one. Trying to think if I could think of one more.
Matt Forte or no? Fred Taylor?
Those were good backs. I feel like, I don't know, Matt Forte is kind of like...
He started that. I ain't gonna say he started the catching receiver. I mean the catching running back.
But like, that was like kind of when it was coming around.
No, it was LT low key.
Yeah.
LT.
I mean, all of them, bro. Really, that era started, just ushered it in.
So yeah, I was here. So I was here today with my two sons today. Once again, you can check out the Unsung Gridiron Legends page on Facebook. It's a private group, but you can check it out. Join the group. Doesn't matter where you lived at in the United States or in the world. Check it out. Be a part of the group. Talking football from high school to pro. And this is just another episode. Talking with my sons today. We're going to be back again with another episode at a later date. Talk to you later.